Hello everyone, Cherries YouTube channel, and it's another preview coming your way. AFC Bournemouth take on Hull City away from home in match day 5 in the Championship. Please take into consideration that I'm actually recording this on Monday, so a lot can happen between now and Saturday, but I will give you my thoughts on this fixture. We'll also have Nathaniel Whitto, Hull City fan, giving his thoughts for the opposition perspective. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also give this video a like and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a single video. Let's get on with the preview. Very own Bournemouth then are 7th and they take on Hull City 19th. AFC Bournemouth remained unbeaten in the Championship with a 2-2 home draw versus Blackpool last weekend, but with a 2-0 lead at half-time, it was very much a 2-point drop. Was it because we took our foot off the gas? Was it because we didn't get that killer third goal? And we definitely had chances and maybe provided hope to Blackpool, but we didn't lose the game and we still have 8 points from 4 games. We go on the road to Hull City. They have 3 points in the league at the moment and 4 goals, and each of those points and goals came on the opening day of the season versus Preston. Have struggled to score since, haven't got anything at home, and they definitely must be looking to give some hope to their fans. Will this work out then? Quite good for AFC Bournemouth. We might be better away from home. Only the season will tell as it goes on, but we go into this fixture with the form guide again with us, and surely we will be favourites. We have a 29% conversion rate in front of goal at the moment against Hull City's 14% conversion rate. But head-to-heads, it's not a great record for AFC Bournemouth at Hull City. We haven't actually won there for 30 years, since Boxing Day 1991, and we've only won once against them in the last 6 games. That was that 6-1 win at home. Now I got Nathaniel Whitto to come on to our channel to give a Hull City perspective. What did he have to say about this fixture? Welcome, Nathaniel. Thanks for coming on Cherries YouTube channel. First of all, tell us how you became associated to supporting Hull City, and I believe you make some contributions to Hull and Back podcast.
Yeah, I mean, that's only been a recent thing. I'm very lucky to be on that podcast, I think. But I mean, Hull, it's my local side. It took me a while to get interested in football, but I've been addicted now for about 9 years since we got promoted to the Premier League under Steve Bruce. And it's been a really wild up and down time since then. It's been perhaps the most interesting, if not always pleasant time to be a Hull City fan.
Okay, so let's get on with the fixture then. It is game week 5 in the Championship. Hull City 3 points on the board in 4 games, 4 goals. That all came on the opening day of the season. You were promoted from League One last season, winning that league. So what's the expectations and how are you feeling this early on?
Well, the expectations were very mixed. We weren't really sure whether we should be, in a relegation battle, just trying to stay up on the final game in the last, few minutes, or whether we should really be pushing. I think internally in the club, they're trying to push for the playoffs, which I think, especially after this start, is always a bit unrealistic. So I think now we're really unsure as to where the season's going to go. Are we going to be, rock bottom? Or, when our key players come back after the international break, are we going to be able to push up the table? But after the start, I think a lot of City fans are perhaps brought down to reality after a great last season that maybe just staying up would be a good achievement.
We actually did a tier list predictions for the Championship at the start of the season, and one of our contributors, Dan, he threw a wild card in there and said that Hull City would finish in the top 7. I'm sure you would have taken that, but can you see that?
Not anymore, but our 2 best players, I think, have been injured. So that's Honeyman and Wilkes. and Honeyman was our player of the year and perhaps was the best player in League One last season. So he's missing, and not only is he a great player, but without him, we look a completely different side for the worse, especially with his ability on set pieces. So I would say he would be one of the star players to watch out for, but seeming as he's in crutches or something like that at the moment, I don't think he's going to have much of an impact. So I think top 7 is not possible really, especially with the starting 11 that we've got at the moment. But as I say, maybe top half could be something to push for later on. But I think a sort of a low mid-table finish is still a solid expectation for City fans right now.
You'll probably take hope from the 2-2 draw that Bournemouth got at home against Blackpool. We've got to make a 5-hour journey up to Hull City for this game. Now, what players in your team then are you looking to potentially get you a result in this game? No points at home, no goals yet.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just need to stop lumping it up to the striker and actually get the ball down and play. We've got some good passers in Huddleston and Matt Smith, so I think having both of those on the pitch might help with that, and sort of not force it as much. We just need to get the ball down and play at teams, because that's what we did so well last year. But since we've come up to the Championship, it's just been kicking it long, and that's not helped at all. So I think Huddleston and Matt Smith, who's on loan from Man City, is obviously a really great technical player. If we can get them involved more, then we might stand more of a chance.
Based on that tactical view, then there's going to be players in AFC Bournemouth. We may have players back from suspension in Jeff Lerma. We also might have players back from injuries. We have got a lot of injuries at full-back position at the moment. But what players are you fearing then in this fixture that could hurt you potentially early doors or in this game?
Well, because of how leaky our defence has been, I think any side's striker is going to be a danger, especially good ones like Solanke. I think perhaps he's found a bit more of his level at Championship, in the Championship. So he started really well, 4 goals already, I think. So he'll be a threat because he's scored as much as our side combined. So I think he's obviously a danger. And then David Brooks is a great player. He's perhaps unlucky not to be in the Premier League at the moment because he had that injury a few years ago. So those 2 players, and then if you've just said Jeff Lerma's going to be back, that's also quite scary because I know he's a really kind of combative midfielder. So I'm less encouraged than I was before the podcast now.
It doesn't necessarily mean he'll start, but he's definitely going to be available to be picked. When we played Blackpool then, we were 2-0 up comfortably, but it looked like the Blackpool manager changed things and we struggled with that. I mean, with Grant McCann, your manager, do you see a manager there that can change the game, that potentially puts it in your favour?
No. We are 4-3-3 FC, and if he changes that, I'd be very shocked. I mean, to be fair, when we've been losing a goal or 2 down already, we've changed to 4-4-2, but then you got these 2 big strikers up front, McGuinness and like 7-foot Tom Eaves, and then we don't cross the ball in at all. So even if we do go 4-4-2, if we're losing in the game, I'm not sure whether that would actually help. So I think we are bringing in a more pacey striker, hopefully this week, in Sheffield United's Tyler Smith. So that would give us a plan B that fans have wanted for, well, ever since McCann came in 2019, we've been dying or shouting out for a plan B. So hopefully he would be that. But it's likely that if it doesn't go well at the start, then that's just a loss because it doesn't like to change it that much.
So I'll be travelling up with some AFC Bournemouth fans for this fixture. Looking at the Hull City fans, what can we expect from the atmosphere? I don't know if you go in, but can they be a 12th man?
Well, I mean, there's only about 12 of us in the stand, so I'm not really sure. I mean, McCann said that the atmosphere was pretty good when we came back, but it's not like we packed the stadium anymore, which is a shame. I think you have a smaller stadium than us, but you always get more fans, I think. So I think I did hear on another podcast that maybe teams going up to the MKM Stadium in Hull, that's one of the easier away games in terms of like the atmosphere. I mean, it's solid. We're not quiet, but it's not, perhaps like a Millwall or someone really scary that you fear going there. So nothing too out of the ordinary in that regard.
Does look like quite a nice domey stadium and quite an open pitch. And are you saying that could potentially play into creative players' hands?
Yeah, I think that might suit Bournemouth if you're a good attacking side. I know that you were in the under Eddie Howe especially. So I think that our stadium, unlike perhaps one like Loftus Road, is a good one for kind of expansive attacking football.
This is the Championship. Anything can happen. I mean, what's your thoughts on this game, Nathaniel? I mean, what's your score prediction?
I might go for a pessimistic, but in some way optimistic 3-1. I think the pessimism, of course, that we're going to lose about 3 goals, but we might score. And to be honest, I haven't seen a score for over a year in live. So if we lose 3-1, in some ways, it will just be nice to celebrate a goal. So I'll go 3-1 Bournemouth.
Nathaniel, I really appreciate you coming on. You can check out Nathaniel's details. They will be in the description. Also, check out To Hull and Back podcast. Hope you enjoy the game, Nathaniel, and the rest of the season. We wish you good luck.
All right, thank you. Safe travels up to Hull.
That was Nathaniel there, and thank you for his input. Funnily enough, he's given me a little bit of hope, but we know it's not that easy. We can't take this game for granted. We have to get the job done. Some stats for you for this game then. All of our goals in the Championship have come inside the 18-yard box, and a defender is yet to score for us this season. So can we tick one of those boxes in this game? We'll see. Cut me some slack then on this team lineup, as I am trying to predict it about 5 days before this fixture and not really knowing what's going to happen in the Norwich game. But I am going for Nyland to start if he has a good performance against Norwich. Looking for a natural fullback to start a right back. Hopefully we'll get one back fit. I'm going for Jack Stacey. Maybe Gary Cahill and Lloyd Kelly will set up as a partnership at centre-back, with Leif Davis having his first start at left-back for the Cherries. Holding midfielder, Lerma is back, but I'm going to go for Ben Pearson to pick up that role and maybe Phil Kilkenny to sit this one out. Then we'll go for Marcondes and Billing to play in those floating roles ahead of the CDM, with Brooks on the right, Anthony on the left, and Dom Solanke starting up front, looking for 3 consecutive games in a row in the Championship of scoring. That's my predicted lineup. Do you agree? Let me know. You might be lucky. You might have seen the press conference by the time this is released. But I want to know your thoughts on this fixture. What do you think about Hull City? Is this game in the bag, or is it another Blackpool? We need to be wary. We want you to hit that like button. Also help subscribe. We're on a serious direction up in subscriptions at the moment, so let's keep that going and hit the notification bell. My score prediction for this game, 2-1. 2-1 to AFC Bournemouth. What's yours? Until the next video, we'll see you soon. Up the Cherries.